mean, what is the difference between and human beings? Um, one who has acquired a certain amount of wealth, and one that has who live in poverty. One who may have through some testing, develop a IQ, a higher IQ, and one who, through testing, have not, based upon the information that is in the test, a standard that has been set of measurement. Even if some would conclude that the standard of measurement is biased, in the use of the attainment of the wealth at the expense of the labor of another, at the expense of another. Therefore, the labor that is the used laborer, he or she is expendable. A sense of acquiring wealth, material wealth, could be a depersonalization of the means and the manner or way in order to obtain the wealth, or acquire the wealth. So it may be boils down to a personal decision. So it's challenging enough in a affluent society that says a civilized society where there's freedom, justice, and equality, that few have lived very luxurious while others live in poverty. And two thoughts come to mind. One is differences is the climatic, which means how, in a manner, in a way in which he or she was raised, in the environment in which raised them, how they grew up, and they develop a certain attitude in that environment, which has come to civilize them, and not to use that word loosely. And then the other differences is the use of one's faculties. It's just the use of one's faculties. But if you are in an environment and they have developed a manner and a way in which you can be successful based upon the way you use your faculties, your reasoning ability, and that you will take the necessary steps in trying to whatever living condition that you grow up in, environment that you grow up in, if it's not a healthy environment, and if you are driven by wealth, and then there are avenues that are already set up in the society that could help you facilitate and develop your skills and abilities to get out of wealth, then more power to you. Then there are those who, because there is a market for it, there is a market for it, and so one must try to, whatever skills and talents that he or she has, and not only the country of freedom, wealth, that is deal with freedom, justice, and equality, but they say free enterprise. But it must be a market for your talent and your skill, and you must be able to do three things. Once is the find that market, or if you can't find it, do your best to create it in the use of your faculties, communicate it, as I always say, and cultivate it and promote it. Market it, and use any medium to be able to market it, because you become like a product. It is a product that you are selling. And what is that product? I like to say the product is the value of self-worth. It may not be a good product for others, but for the most part, many people are suffering from the value of self-worth. So therefore, I promote the product of self-worth. I do my best to try to cultivate that self-worth in myself as well as in others. And I try to do my best to communicate that. And that is a mission of mine, a mission of common humanity as well. So the worth is not as, the self-worth is in degree, but it's not in the value. So the degree is in the attitude that one has about him or herself, or how he or she wants to try to obtain and acquire certain things. So, but it is the difficulty is being able to market it, and the efforts of marketing the value, the product, or the value of self-worth, and finding supporters of it. Yes, so that's challenging indeed. Yes.